Human trafficking, modern day slavery. Imagine this. You are walking to your car by yourself at night in a dark parking lot when all of a sudden three men and with masks grab you from behind and take you to an unknown location. While you are there, you are held hostage and forced to perform work of some kind or even sold as a sex slave. This is true for so many people. The definition of human trafficking is the action or practice of illegally transporting people from one country or area to another, typically for the purpose of forced labor or sexual exploitation. This is the modern day slavery because people are taken forcefully or conned into situations that they cannot escape, basically being held hostage. Whether it is from fear, poverty, or they are being threatened with someone they love being hurt. The three main points in this speech I will be covering are: who are the victims? Who is responsible? And how can we protect ourselves from these horrific actions? According to a report, Human Trafficking, by the State of California Department of Justice, Office of Attorney General, human trafficking is among the world's fastest growing criminal enterprise and is estimated to be a $150 billion a year global industry. Let us start with who the victims are. There are anywhere from 600 to 800,000 individuals trafficked in the U.S. every year. The majority are women and children. I can only wonder how many people around the world are being trafficked. This business is only getting bigger because of how much people are getting paid, and when they get caught, the penalty is not as harsh as it should be. Immigrants are exploited and promised a better life when they are smuggled into the U.S., only to find out they have to work for years or sometimes their whole life in order to pay off the debt that the traffickers say they owe. Other victims are runaways, kidnapped people, and foster children. They are forced to work in various jobs like restaurant businesses, agricultural work, construction, massage parlors, and even prostitution. These traffic this business does not care about race, gender, or age. The traffickers will do anything for the money. This includes lie, steal, assault, and murder to make sure they scare the victims so they will not leave. Who is responsible for these evil acts? Traffickers and exploiters. Traffickers or exploiters range from small-time solo operating networks to highly sophisticated criminal organizations that operate internationally. Exploiters choose to trade in humans because there are low startup costs, minimal risk, high profits, and there is a large demand. For organized crime groups, human beings have one added advantage over drugs: they can be sold repeatedly. The exploiters of human trafficking include a wide range of criminals and criminal enterprises that organize, implement, and profit from trafficking human beings. Cartels are one criminal organization that plays a huge part in this. In the article by Human Rights First, the criminal organizations are broken down into three main parts. They consist of the recruitment, or the ones that do the abductions, people who transfer the victims to the point of exploitation, and the people that oversee the exploitation. What can we do to protect ourselves from becoming a victim of these horrific crimes? According to Youth Village, there are plenty of things that we can do to protect ourselves and other people that might become victims of human trafficking. I would say I would say one of the most important things is to always be aware of your surroundings. A lot of people these days are always on their phones or other distracting devices and not paying attention if somebody is following them. Always trust your instincts. If something doesn't feel right, it probably isn't. If you go for exercises or go for walks after dinner, like my wife makes me, avoid walking alone. Do not trust people so easily. The traffickers will set traps using women and children to lure you to lure you in so they can get you out of your car and take advantage of you. For those of you that love their social media, be careful what you post and who you add as friends. You should turn off your location on your settings and only make posts visible to family and friends. If you can track your phone, you should always have two or three family members tracking your phone. Always meet strangers in public places. You must always be ready for anything and do not freeze under pressure. This could be the difference between life and death. You should arm yourself with some type of self-defense weapon. I personally carry a 40 cal everywhere I go. But if you don't like guns, then you could put some pepper spray on your keychain or maybe even a taser. Anything that will help get the traffickers off or slow them down so you can get help or get away. If any of this ever happens to you, always yell for help and resist as much as you can. Never give up fighting. Now you know what the human trafficking business is all about and how we can work together to make a difference to help save the victims of this criminal enterprise. So there you have it. I just gave you plenty of information on the international billion-dollar business of human trafficking. You probably never heard about it because the news doesn't cover it. I just wanted to inform you and maybe save a life while bringing awareness to my fellow classmates. Remember, if you hear or see something out of the norm, then report it immediately. Help the victims of this world and speak up. The National Human Trafficking Hotline is where you can go to help bring the criminals to justice and save the innocent victims of this horrific business. Only you can make a difference of not becoming another number in the human trafficking criminal enterprise. Thank you.